You know, Jane, sometimes a single moment in a long season can feel like a hinge of fate, a door swinging one way or another. And I think we saw one of those moments last night at the Chase Center.
You're talking about Jimmy Butler. 14 minutes on the court and then gone. It was like a ghost slipping out of the game. He was there and then he wasn't. And the official word comes down lower back soreness.
Exactly. Soreness. Such a mild word for what could be a major problem for the Golden State Warriors. This wasn't a dramatic carry him off the court injury. It was quiet, insidious, the kind of nagging issue that can derail a veteran player and a team's championship aspirations along with it.
Come on, Joe. Are we really at derailed aspirations already? It's early November. But I'll give you this. The context is unsettling. Butler was already on the injury report as questionable before the game with that same back issue. The team cleared him, he played, and he clearly wasn't right. He missed 4 of his 5 shots.
And that's the crux of it. At 36 years old, the line between playing through pain and causing serious damage is razor thin. He finished with just 2 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. This is Jimmy Butler we're talking about, a guy who has been averaging over 21 points a game this season. This wasn't just an off night, this was a body sending a clear signal.
A signal the Warriors can't afford to ignore, especially with a back-to-back game in Sacramento looming. Look, Jimmy Butler's toughness is legendary. This is a man who has played through a laundry list of injuries over his career. We've seen him with knee sprains, foot injuries, ankle issues, you name it. He prides himself on being the guy who shows up, who pushes through.
And that's the human story here, isn't it? The Warriors' paradox. The very quality that makes Jimmy a legend, that relentless drive, that refusal to bow to physical limitations, is the same quality that could be his undoing. Before the season, he talked about how age is just a number for him, Steph and Draymond, saying, "I don't think this age thing is anything with the way we take care of our bodies." He truly believes he's invincible.
There's a nobility in that, but also a danger. He's the emotional engine of this team. Since he arrived in that trade last season, he's been transformative. The Warriors' defensive rating shot to first in the league. He's not just a scorer, he's their identity. He's the one mentoring the younger guys like Jonathan Kuminga, telling him, "You're key in what we're trying to do."
Which brings us to the deep analysis. What if this isn't just a one-game absence? What if this is the start of a trend? Coach Steve Kerr is already publicly worried about the wear and tear on his veteran core. He even admitted he regrets not resting them in a game against Portland earlier in the season. They have a brutal schedule coming up with a 6-game road trip in 9 days.
The domino effect is terrifying for Dub Nation. If Butler misses significant time, the offensive load on a 37-year-old Steph Curry and on the burgeoning Jonathan Kuminga becomes immense. We saw Moses Moody step in when Butler left the game, and while he's a solid player, he's not Jimmy Butler. No one is. That grit, that ability to get to the free throw line, that defensive intensity, it's irreplaceable.
It forces you to wonder, is the Warriors' 2-year window for another title already closing just a few weeks into the season? They've built this fascinating team, this bridge between eras. You have the Hall of Fame core in Curry, Green, and now Butler. And then you have this promising young group with Kuminga and Moody, who are finally looking ready to take a leap.
And Jimmy is supposed to be the steel beam connecting those two sides. He's the veteran who still plays with the hunger of a rookie. But steel can fatigue. It can bend, and it can break. This back injury feels different from a sprained ankle. It's the kind of ailment that can linger, that can steal a player's explosiveness.
So we're left with this image. Jimmy Butler walking to the locker room before halftime while his team is dominating the Suns. A victory in the battle, but a potential casualty in the war. It's a reminder that the brightest stars are often the most burdened. And for the Warriors, the strength of their championship dreams may rest on the fragile spine of their toughest warrior.
The team is saying the exit was likely precautionary, but precautionary is a word you use when you know there's a real risk. Now, they, and we, just have to wait and see which way that hinge of fate decides to swing.
This podcast combines verified reports with expert analysis and narrative storytelling. Some dialogues may be dramatized for clarity, but all facts are sourced from credible media.